Hello everyone, welcome back to Entropy-Defiant Gaming. I am nearing the end now of Half-Life 2. It is almost done. This is probably going to be my last video of Half-Life 2. So let's get into it. Actually, let me find the right video.
Wait for me!
Let me find the right save.
Cover me while I reload.
Crashing through the plaza, knocking over walls, and I think he's looking for Alex. He seems to have it set in his head that she's in the Citadel. I figured Alex wouldn't want him getting any deeper in trouble, but hell, you try stopping him. Hey, dog! Not there! You can't get through that way! I'll be damned. I think he wants you to go through, Gordon. You'd better hurry. And if you see Dr. Breen, tell him I said...
Okay, oops. Had to find the right save file for this, but as you can see, well, we're near the end.
Citadel Steep Landing. The Citadel was built very late in development, and initially we had no clear vision for its gameplay. This isn't uncommon. While game design usually drives our process, big creative choices we make early on, such as the existence of the Combine Citadel, need specific design work done to fit into the final product. After the previous chapter battle, we thought a different tone for the finale here in the Citadel would feel more rewarding. Even if we wanted to raise the stakes, creating new mechanics and NPCs was too risky this late. Our first plan was to make it a passive narrative spectacle, a train ride through the heart of the Combine war machine, ending in Breen's office. But after we developed that plan, we spent a few days prototyping super gravity gun mechanics, thinking that at the game's end, we could fulfill players' wishes by making them all-powerful, without disrupting the game design's overall balance. The results were immediately promising, leading to a quick redesign to incorporate the super gravity gun. Rather than traditional end-game challenges, we wanted the player to feel godlike, grabbing enemies at will, ripping consoles off walls. In the end, the Citadel blends these two concepts, alternating between spectacle and unleashed power.
The Citadel.
Citadel entrance. We built the route into the Citadel backwards. The interior geometry was created as an art prototype to perfect the look. We knew you were coming from the sewer pipe in our Street War map and had to create a section of slides and jumps into the Citadel entrance to connect them.
The Citadel, I've thought in the past, it really is an interesting location. It's the Combine. They've built an entire pit here. they dug this huge hole around the Citadel. I don't know if the Citadel was here first and then they built the hole, or if they dug the hole. They had to dig some of the hole, but...
Lightmap Pass. The Citadel interior is relatively simple geometrically, but the Combine metal material and the dramatic lighting help sell the immensity of the structure. Lightmap resolution was increased on important, interesting surfaces and reduced on ones that were fully shadowed or distant. Also, due to the large size of the Citadel spaces, unnecessarily large lightmap surfaces had a significant performance cost. Near the end of the development, there was a large pass done throughout the Citadel levels to optimize these values for visual interest and performance. This was made easier by a new feature added to the Hammer level editor that would display surfaces with their luxel density.
I'm not sure what some of these things mean. It's graphics and hardware stuff. It's don't do that. Okay, it's a very large location. More of these things like in Nova Prospekt. Well, lacking an alternate route, Gordon's gonna get him one of these. And I believe the Citadel is the Combine headquarters for all of Earth, City 17. Citadel. Like a half a mile tall or something. I don't know how tall it is, but it's massive. Combine stuff. Huge striders. They're actually, what are they, 30, 40 feet tall? Something like that. Combine troops rushing off somewhere. Here's the gunships. I believe they're like part organic. fall damage there. That's fortunate, considering the distance.
Security alert. Unregistered weapons detected. Confiscation field engaged.
Trying to walk, but... Uh-oh. It's vaporizing my weapons. Didn't get the gravity gun though. No weapons, this is the only one. Fortunately, it now seems to insta-kill these guys. It looks like this chamber broke. It's fortunate it didn't vaporize Gordon, too.
Weapon strip. Once we introduced the supergravity gun, we really didn't want players returning to their conventional weapons, so we did the only rational thing. We disintegrated them. It helps to have an inscrutable supernatural enemy like the Combine as the antagonist of your game, because it stands to reason that they could simply just have a disintegrator. Why not? And if, for some reason, we had needed you to have your loadout back in the middle of the level, wouldn't you know it, they also have a reintegrator.
So, this is Dr. Freeman. At last. I wish I could say this was a pleasant surprise, but it's neither a surprise nor, as you will surely agree, very pleasant. Well, I am nothing if not pragmatic.
Dr. Breen. As you can see, this is a very powerful weapon, but this recharger now goes to 200 suit health instead of 100.
Super gravity origins. By this point in development, we were confident in the design of the gravity gun. We wanted to give the player a taste of feeling omnipotent, and set to work on making a supercharged version. It didn't take long, truly maybe a day of prototyping, before we had something we liked and it became the core of the gameplay of the Citadel. With our physics engine complete, we were free to find new and exciting ways to push it past its previous limits and yield whatever fun results came of it. Our prototype object, an ultra-heavy watermelon that weighed hundreds of pounds in our physics sim, ultimately became the Combine balls you experience in the game.
Even their guns disintegrate. I guess it's just some strange power that...
Dissolved weapons. All the Combine's weapons were set to dissolve after the Combine soldier was ragdolled with a gravity gun for two reasons. One, so players wouldn't pick them up and use them, but also to improve the performance in these maps. Additionally, a ragdoll manager was added that would remove the fallen soldier ragdoll corpses as the player progresses forward.
Well, Dr. Freeman, under other circumstances, I like to think we might have been able to work together in an atmosphere of mutual trust and respect. Certainly, judging from your brief tenure at Black Mesa while I was its administrator, you showed every promise of becoming a valuable and productive contributor to the scientific process. And yet, I'm not sure what spurred you to it. But there is really no place in this enterprise for a rogue physicist.
Place in this enterprise. He still thinks it's like a company, but they're The Combine has killed millions of people and enslaved millions more. Thousands. What happens if I go in there? This place is kind of a maze. A little tough to tell. I guess just gotta go where I can go.
Combine ball and balls training. In playtests, players were not noticing that the Combine spheres dissolved the soldiers and why they were disappearing. We initially tried to solve this by making the spheres prefer to bounce towards enemies to increase the likelihood of dissolving kills. We eventually realized that the reason players didn't notice the effect was because it always happened during intense combat, and people have a very limited ability to learn new things when under stress. As a late effort remedy, we inserted a low-pressure training room with a force field that can only be opened by grabbing the Combine ball. This setup was added specifically to train how Combine balls work to deactivate force fields, and that punting it at the soldier would dissolve them. Even then, in the playtests, it was only moderately successful. Despite our efforts, some of the players still struggled to perceive the dissolving effects of the projectiles. We ran out of time and decided that since players were still telling us they were feeling powerful, it was okay if not all of them perceived why they were succeeding.
Quite a few of them, aren't there?
Combine energy. What started life as a watermelon in prototype form ended up turning into an energy ball after the sounds made for its impact and explosion sounded less like produce and more like what we have here in the game. Once we started iterating on levels that weren't watermelon-based, we realized we could use the energy ball not just as a fun way to kill soldiers, but also as a puzzle element for powering up and down various equipment. At a significantly later point in development, we were not liking the AR-2 alt-fire we had at the time, and since the team liked the Combine ball, we ended up incorporating it right into the AR-2 alt-fire. We always look back and are surprised at how the things we are working on independently of one another in the game come together late to solve problems.
The gravity gun has gotten a lot more powerful, for sure.
Your mentors are partly to blame, of course. My disappointment in Eli Vance and Isaac Kleiner is far greater than my sorrow over your unfortunate choice of career path. In a way, I suppose you could not have done otherwise. Who knows what seeds of iconoclasm they planted when you were young and gullible. But while they certainly share a great part of the responsibility for the recent troubles, it is you alone who have chosen to act with such willful disregard for humanity's future.
Yeah. Breen.
Breen monologue. Creative work is never done in a vacuum, as we're all inspired by other things. Breen's monologue appears on the Citadel monitors here. Got some inspiration from an earlier game we all love, Thief 2, in which the antagonist taunts the player while they're sneaking around. The execution is quite different, but the core inspiration is there. The real heavy lifting, however, what really sells this moment, comes from the performance by the late Robert Culp. His delivery was pitch perfect. He interpreted each of Breen's lines with a subtlety and flair that transformed the character on the page into something truly special. A voice session with Robert Culp was as easy as they come. He'd have the script, and the engineer would hit record, and that was about it. The lesson reinforced here is to work with people whose talent exceeds yours, people you're certain to learn from. Don't go in with a fixed idea of how the line should be delivered or how a certain moment should play out, but instead collaborate with talented people and go into it trusting they'll make it even better.
Elevator fight. Even though we wanted the player to feel all-powerful, we couldn't resist the temptation of adding a tough fight at the elevator shaft. The battle waiting for the arrival of the elevator here ended up being somewhat more difficult than originally envisioned for this part of the game. It became easier during playtesting, but there really wasn't enough playtesting time to balance it to the level it should have been. Though the player was never in that much danger, it is the number of soldiers that appear that makes it feel like more of a climactic battle than it is.
Gonna take this. No, don't go off the edge. Golly. I guess I better go. Yeah, that was a pretty decent battle. Come on.
Placing the prefabs. The Combine energy balls are a relatively simple setup, with a force field holding the perpetually bouncing objects. However, during playtesting, there were repeated bugs with the energy balls bouncing around, going rogue, and escaping the force field we set up to contain them. Due to the limits of our prefab tech at the time, this required them to be manually rebuilt multiple times at every one of their locations in all of the Citadel levels that included them.
Looks like I missed that little conversation. I think I'll go back and...
Tell me, Dr. Freeman, if you can. You have destroyed so much. What is it exactly that you have created? Can you name even one thing? I thought not.
Well, it was a Citadel. The Combine destroyed everything. Gordon is destroying their distraction, I guess. He's undoing it or trying. Go that way.
I have laid the foundation for humanity's survival. And not as we have narrowly defined ourselves, but as something greater than we could ever imagine. Something we can now only begin to glimpse.
Yeah, but your friends, the Combine, have killed tons of innocent people in the process. For what? Okay, I'm gonna save it here. Get real safe. Sheesh. Uh-oh. This is one of the harder fights in the Citadel. Yeah, it's probably either the hardest one, I'd say, or the second hardest, with the final boss being the hardest. Okay, well, let's try again. This could take a few times. That was close.
Strider fight. One of the original Citadel prototypes included being able to grab the Strider with a super gravity gun. And for a long time, the fight with the Strider was about getting close enough to grab him with the gun. Toward the end of development, we decided that grabbing the Strider made him feel too weak, especially after all the combat against them during Street War. So we replaced the encounter with one where you kill him with Combine balls. Model pieces were added so the Strider could be jibbed and blown apart instead of dragging its body around. This is the only time in the game when a Strider has this effect.
And I missed Dr. Breen. Should I go back? I don't think I want to fight that fight again. Oh well. Okay, well...
Getting in the pod. The pod ascension sequence that starts here necessitated taking full control of the scene and the player view. This is contrary to our usual desire to have the player retain as much control as possible. For this final step, we felt the trade-off was worth it. The player is so powerful at this point that controlling them was difficult, so we had to disable them. We do still have all the characters in the scene talking to the player, keeping them the center of attention. We also were able to provide some narration through the environment along the way. The train ride through the Citadel starting here contains several adversaries that we had art content for but were cut from the main part of the game. From the safety of your cozy pod, you can see the processing of stalkers and a quick glimpse of the crab synth.
Don't know if I want to get in there. Last time, it took my weapons away. Okay, well... Once again, though, it seems to be the only option. Going up. It's been quite a long game, well, a long story. Finding himself in City 17 and not knowing what's going on, and crashing through Combine military forces. That's City 17. What? I don't know what happened. Let's... No! Not my super gravity gun.
I'll take him from here. Don't struggle. It's no use. Until you're where he wants you, there's nothing you can do. I'm sorry, Gordon.
Game crashed. Actually, Steam crashed there. I had to restart the whole thing.
Gas giants, inhabited by vast meteorological intelligences. Worlds stretched thin across the membranes where the dimensions intersect. Impossible to describe with our limited vocabulary.
What I've seen is also beyond words, Breen. Genocide. Indescribable evil. Good God.
Well, if it isn't Gordon Freeman at last. What's this? I'll put it over there. You have my gratitude, Doctor. First you lead me straight to the doorstep of my oldest friend, and then you deliver yourself? If I'd known you were going to come straight up to my office, I wouldn't have bothered hunting you in the first place. Having both of you in my keeping ensures I can dictate the terms of any bargain I care to make with the Combine.
Dr. Breen. Wallace.
Yes, Judith, what is it?
The bargain we should be making is for Eli's life so he can continue his research.
Thanks to you, we have everything we need in that regard. You're more than qualified to finish his research yourself. What neither you nor I can do is convince that rabble in the streets to give up their senseless struggle. Yet Eli refuses to speak the words that would save them all.
Save them? For what?
Eli, if you won't do the right thing for the good of all people, maybe you'll do it for one of them.
Alex, honey.
Dad. Gordon?
God damn you, Breen, you let her go.
That's all up to you, my old friend. Will you let your stubborn short-sightedness doom the entire species, or will you give your child the chance her mother never had?
How dare you even mention her?
Alex, my dear, you have your mother's eyes, but your father's stubborn nature.
You haven't seen a bit of it yet.
Really? Well, let's see how well it serves you on the far side of a Combine portal.
Go ahead, Breen. If that's the worst you can do, send us both through your portal.
Oh, it's hardly the worst. But you might find that hard to believe once you get there.
It isn't necessary.
I agree. It's a total waste. Fortunately, the Resistance has shown it is willing to accept a new leader. And this one has proven to be a fine pawn for those who control him.
No!
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
How about it, Dr. Freeman? Did you realize your contract was open to the highest bidder?
Whose pawn is Gordon, anyway?
Kind of deal with you.
I understand if you don't wish to discuss this in front of your friends. I'll send them on their way, and then we can talk openly.
Don't struggle, honey.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Alex, sweetheart.
Judith, what do you think you're doing?
We're doing what I could never do alone. We're stopping you. Yes.
Guards, get in here! They know you betrayed them. They'll turn on you. Judith, Dr. Mossman, please!
I'm sorry, Wallace. You're all out of time. Don't... Hurry!
Uh-oh.
Dad, hang on!
You fool!
Watch out, he's gonna...
No!
Uh-oh. They don't seem to be hurt.
No. Don't worry about me.
But it sure made an
There's no
explosion.
time, Alex. He's on his way to the portal. You'll need this.
Where's the gravity gun?
Dr. Mossman, Judith, look after my father.
Don't you worry.
Dad, I'm not saying goodbye.
Never.
Come on, Gordon. Let's go.
That's my girl.
Final scene. Locking the player in a pod for the final confrontation in Breen's office was a bit of a compromise, but it allowed for a focus on the characters that we really couldn't provide elsewhere. All of the characters' arcs reached their conclusions in this scene, and constraining the player to this point of view creates the opportunity for a real emotional payoff. A climactic scene powered by the combination of dialogue, voice performances, and animations. The scene was a challenge to pull off from a production standpoint, setting up the right blocking and motion, getting effective timing and emotional synergy and connection from all of the individual animations and vocal performances that were recorded separately. It took a lot of tuning before it reached some dramatic synergy and really felt like all of the characters were actually connecting.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into Half-Life 2. It's a little globe. This is Breen's office. This is where Gordon showed up in the beginning of the game, back when the portal was malfunctioning. City 17. Yeah. Let's go. Breen himself.
Gordon, we haven't known each other very long, but I know you didn't have to do this. I had to rescue my father, but you... Well, thanks for coming after me.
It's me you should be concerned.
Hey, listen.
I can still deliver.
That's him.
But not without your help. The portal destination is untenable. Surely you can send me elsewhere. There's no way I can survive in that environment. A host body, you must be joking. I can't possibly.
There he is.
Oh, all right. Damn it, if that's what it takes. Just hurry. He's right behind me. Oh, shit.
Damn it, not again!
Got away.
The gravity gun. He doesn't have a clue, does he? I wonder where he's going. Oh my god. This is the Citadel's dark fusion reactor. It powers their tunneling entanglement device. We'll never have a chance like this again. We've got to stop Dr. Breen. I can't shut it down. Looks like he's turned over control to the other side. You'll have to go into the core and do what you can. Get in the elevator and I'll let you in. Don't forget to charge up your suit.
Yeah, the game is almost over.
Get in the elevator and I'll let you in. Do your worst, Gordon. But be careful.
Gonna save one more time.
It's Dr. Breen. There he is.
Dr. Freeman, you really shouldn't be out there. At the moment of synapse, as I teleport, this chamber will be bathed in deadly particles that have yet to be named by human science. Perhaps when I have the leisure to do the work myself, I'll name one of them after you. That way you won't be completely forgotten. When the singularity collapses, I will be far away from here, in another universe, as a matter of fact. You, on the other hand, will be destroyed in every way it is possible to be destroyed, and even in some which are essentially impossible.
Oh no, Combine soldiers. Where did they come from?
Endgame scramble. There was originally a significantly larger choreography scene slated for the end of the game. However, the choreo team was very busy with the huge amount of storytelling work remaining throughout the game. To take some of the work off their plate, the Citadel Gameplay Cabal was asked to instead create a gameplay challenge to wrap up the game. It could be a puzzle, combat, anything. The resulting Breen boss battle leveraged existing super gravity gun game mechanics and a small amount of custom choreography to create a finished product in a very short amount of time.
I don't know what you can possibly hope to achieve apart from your own annihilation.
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
Oh, oops.
What the hell? Oh no, Combine soldiers. Where did they come from?
I don't know what you can possibly hope to achieve apart from your own annihilation.
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
There's something like this at the end of Half-Life 1 as well. Where am I going?
I could have told you that was pointless, Dr. Freeman.
Warning. 2 minutes. Singularity.
Guess I have to go back up. Okay, how do I... Guess he's right in there. Hello? Why am I in so much trouble today? It's not the right way. Oh wait, I know.
us, Dr. Freeman. Not for much longer, I think. If only you had harnessed your boundless energy for a useful purpose.
Priority warning. 30 seconds.
Combine portal effects. A key part of our development process is the way that any team member can contribute their skills to any part of the game. Once the final battle gameplay was solid, artists and visual effects programmers helped elevate the presentation of the portal to the Combine homeworld and the stop time effect at the very end of the game. A refractive shader similar to what we use for water was used for the Combine portal effect.
Come on.
Go back, Freeman. You have no idea what you're doing. A predictable failure, Dr. Freeman.
Uh-oh. I guess I took too much time listening to all this.
What the hell? Oh no, Combine soldiers. Where did they come from?
Okay, let's hurry up and do this.
I don't know what you can possibly hope to achieve apart from your own annihilation.
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
I warned you this was futile.
He's bluffing, Gordon. Don't listen to him. Great. Oh no, Breen started his ascent.
Attention.
Hurry, Gordon, before he escapes.
Interlocking. Warning. Engage. 3 minutes. Singularity.
Keep going.
I could have told you that was pointless, Dr. Freeman.
Go, Gordon.
Are you still with us, Dr. Freeman? Not for much longer, I think. If only you had harnessed your boundless energy for a useful purpose.
My God. The portal is opening.
Go back, Freeman. You have no idea what you're doing. I hope you say your farewells. This whole Citadel. Think, man. Think of the people below.
Yeah, getting rid of the Combine is probably worth destruction of Citizen.
No! You need me.
Yeah! You did it! Come on, Gordon. We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have...
Ty.
Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. You've done a great deal in a small time span. You've done so well, in fact, that I've received some interesting offers for your services. Ordinarily, I wouldn't contemplate them, but these are extraordinary times. Rather than offer you the illusion of free choice, I will take the liberty of choosing for you, if and when your time comes round again. I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust it will all make sense to you in the course of... well, I'm really not at liberty to say. In the meantime, this is where I get off.
G-Man. So, G-Man brought Gordon here, and G-Man... well, he saved Gordon from the explosion,
Lamar? Lamar! Blast that little... Where did she get to?
So,
Therefore, I repeat, evacuate City 17 at once, if not sooner. I cannot state this without an...
okay, so there it was. Half-Life 2 finished the game. It's taken about a year. It started right around a year ago. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed Half-Life 2. That game came out in 2004. It's now 2025, and it's still pretty revolutionary. It's there's a lot of things that modern games don't do that Half-Life did. Anyway, now we just gotta wait for Half-Life 3, but I could play some of the others, could play the other episodes 1 and 2, and anyway, so I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let me know what do you think of Half-Life 2 after all this time. How well does it stand up? I've given Half-Life 1 versus Half-Life 2 a fair amount of thought over the years, and I almost wonder if Half-Life 2 is more revolutionary than 1 was. The thing was about Half-Life 1 was that it was so completely different, so it probably was more revolutionary, but I think I do prefer Half-Life 2. It's taken me years to decide that, but I think it's actually the better game. It has more of a plot and things along that line. Certainly a lot more storytelling with the characters and things. Anyway, I think that is all. Yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed it, and visit Entropy-Defiant Gaming for the games, and you can visit my second channel for the shorter videos. This one is for the longer ones. Alright, so have a great day.